The end of an era. Clark's final ride comes up short.
Once in a lifetime, Iowa City prepares for a generational event. And later, a familiar festival returns to showcase local talent.
Sun and smiles. Brighter days are back. But are they here to stay? I'll have more in weather.
All that and more
Coming up right now on DITV.
Good morning from Iowa City. Today is Monday, April 8th, and I'm Grace Lathrop.
And I'm AJ Reister. And for our top story of the day, we have full team coverage across the U.S. as the Iowa women's basketball team took on South Carolina in the NCAA Women's Basketball Championship. We will start with DITV's Michael Merrick from Cleveland, Ohio.
It's certainly been a special year, and to be honest, after last year, I was kind of like, well, how do we top doing what we did last year? And somehow, some way, every single person in our locker room believed, and to be honest, this year was probably more special than last year.
It's the end of an era. Iowa's 87-75 loss in the national championship to South Carolina will be the final time that Caitlin Clark and the rest of the Hawkeye seniors wear the black and gold.
I can't believe this is my last career game, and there's just so much to be proud of. I think people didn't love us for our wins. I think they loved us for the way we carried ourselves every single day, for the way we played for one another, the joy we played with, the passion we played with, the competitive spirit we had. So I think they're just gonna, remember the moments that they shared at one of our games or watching on TV, or, how excited their young daughter or son got about, watching women's basketball. I think that's pretty cool, and that's, those are the things that mean the most to me.
Seeing, little girls and little boys look up to us, want our autograph, enjoy watching women's basketball, that is just something so cool and so special. And I think forever will be known, like I said, our legacy is as the team that's really kind of changed women's basketball in a sense.
I'm proud of my team, though. I mean, finishing national runner-up 2 years in a row is an amazing feat. Always saying goodbye to your seniors is really, really tough, and every time you see a season and it's another chapter closed, and that's tough. But we're going to look back on this and be very, very proud of the effort that we gave this year.
This Iowa team has done things never before seen in the sport. From playing in front of 55,000 in Kinnick Stadium to being the first Big Ten team to ever play in back-to-back title games. But the players won't look back and think about wins and losses. They'll remember the friendships and bonds that'll last them a lifetime.
The relationships I've made with them, I will have them in my life forever. They'll probably be in my wedding. Truly we have a bond that cannot be broken. I love these girls to death. I love these coaches. I love this program, and these have been some of the best 5 years of my life.
I'm just very happy and proud, and I feel really grateful for everything, for Coach Bluter for believing in me, and just, for all my teammates that I've had since my freshman year until now. I know it's not over with my teammates because we're going to be friends for life.
My relationships with my teammates have really grown, and that has been such a blessing for me to see, that these are girls that I've spent a lot of hours with, week in, week out. So just to know that those relationships are ones that I'll take with me forever, and ones that have grown and really are true friendships.
I think I'm just going to remember all the small memories, the team meals, the bus rides, dancing in the locker room, that kind of stuff. I mean, obviously this burns pretty bad right now, but it's also something that we should be really happy about, so I think I'll remember that as well.
And Iowa may have come up short in the national championship game once again, but they exceeded every expectation they had this season. And while it'll be Clark and the other seniors' final time taking the floor for the Hawks, the impact and legacy they left on women's basketball in the University of Iowa will live on forever. Now let's go to Brady Barrand with the emotions in Carver.
Thanks, Michael. For the second year in a row, Hawkeye fans filled the east side of Carver Hawkeye Arena. And for the second year in a row, those fans left heartbroken. Iowa fans brought the energy pregame, and even though Iowa was playing an undefeated South Carolina squad, expectations were high.
I have all the faith in the world in our team. Obviously, if we make it to the championship, we deserve to be there.
Even though they couldn't be at the game, the fans still wanted to create a big game atmosphere in the arena that hosted this team all year long.
I just wanted to be here for the environment. I mean, I knew this place was going to be packed. I knew it was going to be loud. I mean, Iowa City just shows out for a women's team.
While Iowa was unable to get the win, the fans in Carver were still grateful for the successful season.
I feel like the girls did everything that they could. I was like crying over there to see Caitlin Clark go and all of the seniors. It was a really good season.
Like, they're such an inspiration to young girls and young boys everywhere who want to get into basketball.
And when they saw the injured Molly Davis take the floor for the last time, the fans back home gave her a standing ovation.
She did everything she could. It was very unfortunate that she was unable to play most of the games, but getting there out in those 30 seconds or however long, it was amazing.
And as the fans in Carver Hawkeye Arena trickle out for the last time this year, the popularity of this women's basketball team has made new fans all across the nation. We'll send it to DITV's Johnny Voltman in Washington, D.C.
Yes, Brady. And while the hometown Nationals just got done with a baseball game, Iowa fans here in Washington, D.C. made their way to bars like Mission to celebrate the Iowa women's basketball team.
We love hosting Iowa fans. It's a really fun crowd. We've got a ton of Caitlin Clark jerseys here tonight.
While the country's been wrapped up with the team, for Hawkeye alumni in DC, it's a way to build a community.
I know that on Saturdays or whatever game day it is, I can find people that, and even in a new place, that I can, have something in common with and have a lot of fun with them.
Nationals, Hawkeyes, and anyone found themselves drawn to the national championship and Iowa stars.
A lot of people here they didn't even go to Iowa. They're just fans of the school and fans of hers. It's really amazing what she's done for what the program's done for women's basketball.
And despite the result, Iowa fans still made a memory with the team.
I mean, it's very disappointing, but I think, we've just had such a great season, and I'm so proud of our team and just so proud of everything they've done. It's been just such a great journey.
The energy was off the charts in DC and back in Iowa City, where Jace Bertrand was bouncing around bars, taking in the scene at the Hawkeyes' home.
Yeah, thanks, Johnny. There are over a dozen bars in Iowa City, but if you go into each and every one of them, you're probably going to get the same answer of what the energy is like.
This game is absolutely electric.
I love the vibe. Sunny day. Baskets falling through.
Great entry here. I'm so happy to get Alvarez. This is my home. Everyone's getting down for the game, and let's go Hawkeyes!
For the second year in a row, Hawkeye fans took to downtown Iowa City to watch the Iowa women's basketball team battle it out for the national championship.
Let's go Hawks! Let's go Hawks! Let's go Hawks!
Packing bars and restaurants alike, students and Iowa City community members bonded over their shared love for the Hawkeyes.
Iowa City's, we're buzzing right now. We are buzzing. Whole city is unreal.
The hammers are flowing. It's been a good day. I think I need a couple waters, but the atmosphere has been unbelievable.
It's awesome. Everywhere so you go, you just see fans. Yeah, I love it.
It's a great day to be an Iowa fan. I'm here with my friends right now. We're having so much fun.
As the game pressed on, you could hear a mix of cheers and boos. However, the Iowa women's basketball team fell short in the last quarter, leaving some fans disappointed in the ending.
Obviously, I feel terrible. We should have won that game. That was our game, guys.
South Carolina might have been the better team today, but you know what? We're the better team.
Feelings in general are I'm still so proud of them, and they've kind of set a new path for what women's sports are going to be.
And despite another heartbreaking loss this year, Hawkeye fans around the globe and here in downtown Iowa City are still proud of the girls. From downtown Iowa City, Jace Bertrand, DITV. Go Hawks!
Thank you guys for the incredible coverage from yesterday's big game. But Grace, the biggest thing I took away from all that, besides Iowa City absolutely buzzing yesterday, it looked like, but was just the overall impact this team has had on the country.
Yeah, it's really unbelievable, AJ. I mean, our women's basketball team completely changed women's basketball in general and just women's sports. So I'm really excited to see what the years to come have to offer.
Oh, you said it, Grace. Whatever happens after this will certainly be incredible for women's athletics.
Absolutely. And now we can introduce the third member of our team, DITV's Kara Doolin, who is now live outside to tell us today's weather story.
It looks like we're getting a break from the rain that came yesterday, Kara. How's it looking out there this morning?
Well, AJ, it looks like yesterday morning showers aren't sticking around. I'm live at the Iowa River Terrace where it's currently 48 degrees. Today we're looking at a high of 70 degrees before it cools back down to 44 tonight. Tomorrow will be similar with a high of 64 degrees and a low of 41. Now, for anyone hoping to catch the eclipse, don't worry. We're going to see a couple of clouds this afternoon, but for the most part, it'll be sunny. Now I'll send it off to DITV's Elise Gann with what to expect for the eclipse.
Thanks, Kara. That's right, I'm currently live from the Pentacrest, where there will be a solar eclipse watch party later today. For the first time since 2017, North America will be able to witness a total solar eclipse, and one of the longest ones in history. From around noon to 4 p.m., the eclipse's path will cut across Mexico, 15 U.S. states, and a portion of Canada, giving several chances for its totality to be viewed. People across the world and campus are going all out in order to witness the astronomical event.
I are going to Carbondale, Illinois to go watch.
Tomorrow, I'll be going with some friends all the way to Indiana. We'll be watching the solar eclipse.
Take appropriate precautions and do not look at the sun. The watch party will take place from 12 to 3:30 p.m. and eclipse glasses will be provided. Now back to the studio.
Thanks, Elise. And thousands of Iowans are at risk of losing their internet coverage. Currently, over 124,000 Iowans are being provided with stipends to help them afford internet through the Affordability Connectivity Program. Created in 2021, this program provides $30 a month to low-income families and $75 a month to families in tribal regions. However, the program is set to end this month unless Congress passes funding to continue the stipends. While the $1.2 trillion funding package passed in March does not cover the program, a bipartisan group of lawmakers are working to renew funding for the stipends.
One of Iowa City's longest traditions, filled with music and literature, returned last weekend. DITV's David Consuelos was downtown to set the stage.
The Mission Creek Music Festival returned for its 19th year to downtown Iowa City. Three-day festival saw notable headliners such as Pelada, Nico Case, and the OCs. And although the music brings tons to pack the venues, many are also drawn to the literary events such as the ice cream fair and the literary book fair.
Most of us know that this is a very, very literary city, but sometimes we don't have the chance to get to meet them in person or to listen to them read. And so the Mission Creek Festival is an opportunity to attend some of those readings and to talk to the authors.
Over the last 3 days, tons of authors, musicians, and artists have come to Iowa City to showcase their talent, performing in places such as the Riverside Theater, Gabe's, and the Angler Theater, which presents the entire festival overall.
When I was here, the festival was like just getting started, and I remember it was like very small and very modest, you know, and kind of like a one-day sort of thing. So it's fun to come back like 13 years later and see that it's like pretty big now. You'll have a poet reading and then some music, and then a fiction writer reads a short story, you know, and then like a band plays. I think it's nice because obviously like writers and musicians influence each other, you know, so it's cute. I think it's cute.
Although Mission Creek has come to an end, Iowa City still remains a center for music and literature. From downtown Iowa City, David Consuelos, DITV.
Thanks, David. Fashion and culture came together in a unique showcase over the weekend. DITV's Kayla Smith goes behind the scenes of this annual student event.
Here in the main lounge of the IMU, you can see behind me that students are prepped to take the stage to represent their culture through dance and fashion.
Walk It Out is a multicultural organization that holds a fashion show and dance performance each spring. The show consists of 7 different groups: African, hip-hop, South Asian, Native American, East/South Asian, LGBTQ+, and Latin American.
And it like has specific sections for specific groups, and I feel like I was able to find like a group or like a home like with the Latin American group.
Each group displays culturally significant outfits, makeup, and dances to tell a story about different ethnicities. This is the first year that the Native American group has been able to showcase their story.
So we're really happy it's working out this year and like finally being able to like showcase, you know, Native American culture.
So this being our first year, I think it's very important because the university and like its students get to see NASA in its entirety for the first time.
The show's goal is to celebrate different cultures seen across the University of Iowa and emphasize the importance of representation at a predominantly white institution.
Being in a place where your culture is not the most seen, just having the ability to kind of show what we do, what we are, who we are, is super exciting.
Diversity to me is being able to
share your cultures, your tradition, your passions with others who may not necessarily look like you, but share that same passion.
Walk It Out hopes to continue fostering creative spaces for diversity and inclusion in the future. From the IMU, this is Kayla Smith, DITV.
Thanks, Kayla. And care for new mothers may be changing in Iowa. Last week, the Iowa Senate passed a bill to reshape Medicaid coverage for mothers who have just given birth. Under this new bill, mothers would receive 12 months of postpartum Medicaid coverage, extending it from the current 60-day coverage. However, the bill also lowers the income limit for mothers eligible to receive coverage, leaving hundreds of mothers without it. Despite these concerns, Iowa Republicans state that thousands of other families will receive the new coverage. The bill is now headed to Governor Kim Reynolds' desk to be signed into law. And a member of the DITV team is visiting our nation's capital. We'll send it out to DITV Assistant News Director Johnny Valtman to tell us what we can expect for the week ahead.
Hi guys, and I am currently in Washington, D.C. As you can see, the U.S. Capitol is right behind me, and I will be around here this week where I'll be talking to Iowa politicians including Chuck Grassley, Ashley Hinson, Marionette Miller-Meeks, and Joni Ernst. So stay tuned. From updates here in Washington, D.C., I'm Johnny Valtman, DITV.
And coming up later, DITV has some glass to add to their shelf.
But first, let's take a look back outside with Kara for the forecast for the week ahead.
Yeah, guys, I'm definitely looking forward to some sunny days ahead, especially since sun exposure has actually been linked to happier moods, which is definitely something I'm going to need as we head into the rest of the semester. Wednesday and Thursday will be I'm so sorry, you guys. Give me 1 second. Wednesday and Thursday are going to be a little cloudier with a high of 65 and a low of 47 on Wednesday, and a high of 59 and a low of 43 on Thursday. But as we head into the weekend, it'll be sunny with highs in the high 60s or lows in the low 70s. Highs in the high 60s or low 70s and lows in the high 40s or low 50s. Thanks so much for bearing with me, you guys, and I'll send it back to you in the studio.
Thanks, Kara. A fund on campus is working to help student sustainability programs function. DITV's Jordan Tovar has the details of the fund and how it's helping students.
With environmental programs across the United States, like the Environmental Protection Agency being underfunded in recent years, things like greenhouse gas emissions are on the rise. Here at the University of Iowa, however, the Green Initiative Fund from the undergraduate student government is one that is working to combat this issue, but you must meet certain criteria to apply.
Okay, what is this request? What are the sustainability elements of it? How much is this request worth? And how much is currently in the fund? So do we have a lot that we can allocate?
The fund isn't just helping students with their projects on campus, it's helping them go beyond it as well, including here at the Iowa City Earth Expo, where students have come to present their environmental projects to the community.
Here at the Earth Expo, one of the most recent groups on campus to receive a GIF grant is the Environmental Coalition at Iowa, who used their funds to make seed balls.
We have some seed fuel, which is basically just like a red kind of clay powder mixture that has some like nutrients and stuff that's good for the seed development, as well as some kind of a mixture of native Iowa wildflower seeds that when you put it all together and mix it with some water, it kind of makes like a paste. So the Green Initiative Fund absolutely bankrolled this whole project actually. We used it, we applied through the USG.
And these seed balls funded by the Green Initiative Fund show that with some help, you too can make a difference in the world around you. From the University of Iowa, Jordan Tovar, DITV.
Thanks, Jordan. In a potential partnership, Iowa City may become a sister city in the future. City Council discussed the possibility in a meeting last Tuesday. Sister City International spoke at the meeting detailing the process. A sister city could provide a variety of benefits to both Iowa City and the selected city. Benefits include exchange of students in both cities, cultural exchanges, and increasing businesses. Council members went back and forth on the matter.
I feel like we would burden the staff too much, but also we have a hard time getting enough commissioners for all of our commissions as it is.
Or at the very least, the city should have a role in forming this group.
It should be like community or something.
A city has not been selected at this time. The council will vote on the matter at the next meeting.
We already know how the Hawkeyes season ended, but let's go back in time and relive the Hawks' epic Final Four game that got them to the national championship for the second year in a row.
And tonight's Final Four game perfectly captured the beauty of March Madness. Two great teams led by two star players would have a back-and-forth thriller that would go down to the very last few seconds. Iowa would hold on at the finish line and get back to their second straight national championship with a 71-69 win over the UConn Huskies.
This group is so special, and we truly love each other so much on and off the basketball court, and we just want to keep playing. Like, we never want it to end, and to get back to the national championship, like I said, is so exciting, so rewarding. You know, like, you're in it, and you don't really take a step back and look at all you've done and how many people you've impacted, and you know, it's so amazing, so cool, and I'm really proud to be part of this team.
It's just a crazy feeling. Like, I mean, obviously that game was like really tight, and just the emotions were all over the place that game, but we found a way to win, and it's just crazy that we get to do this with this group of girls, and I think we're all just like playing for each other right now and just playing to get one more win.
And despite this game being labeled as Caitlin versus Paige, the player that made the biggest impact on the court was Hannah Stuelke. She would finish with a game-high 23 points on 75% shooting from the field.
On this type of stage against one of the best posts in America, I just think Hannah grew up again another level tonight. I'm just so proud of her. I mean, she was so confident in there and just beautiful.
Yeah, I think Hannah's tremendous, and I think it's just the confidence and belief. You know, I think tonight she played with an energy about herself of, you know, she really could go in there and dominate.
I think the confidence is everything, especially hearing, you know, Caitlin Clark talk about me like that. It gives you a confidence boost. I think anyone would say that. But they just fed me the ball very well, and the ball was going in for me tonight.
Iowa is now getting ready for their second straight championship appearance, and if they want to hoist up the national championship trophy for the first time in school history, they're going to have to be a South Carolina team that hasn't lost a game since the Hawks knocked them out of last year's Final Four, making the championship game their hardest challenge yet. From the Final Four in Cleveland, Ohio, Michael Merrick, DITV Sports.
Two Hawkeye women's wrestlers qualified for the Olympic trials over the weekend. Nyla Valencia and Brianna Gonzalez won their respective weight classes in Virginia at the Last Chance Olympic Trials qualifier on Saturday. Valencia and Gonzalez will join 7 other Hawkeyes at the Olympic trials, including Brianna's sister Emily, Ava Bayless, Felicity Taylor, Reese Laramendi, Kylie Welker, Marilyn Deedy, and Rose Cassiope next weekend. The trials will be hosted in State College on the campus of Penn State. A walk-off winner opened up the weekend series for the Iowa baseball team on Friday in a 10-inning thriller against the Michigan Wolverines. However, it was all Michigan on Saturday for their doubleheader, falling in Game 1 4-3 and Game 2 10-6. They'll look to bounce back on Wednesday when they host St. Thomas. But the Iowa softball team also struggled this weekend, getting swept by the Purdue Boilermakers and West Lafayette. Friday's game saw fireworks with a walk-off winner in the 8th, and Purdue finished the sweep on Saturday, winning 4-0 and 2-1 in the doubleheader. The Hawks will be back in action next weekend when they head to Ann Arbor to battle with the Wolverines. And the gymnastics team finished their season at the NCAA California Regional on Friday. In Session 1, Ilka Jutt competed on the beam for the Hawkeyes, finishing in 6th place, while Emily Erb and Bailey Libby competed on the floor, with Erb finishing in 9th place. In Session 2, Karina Munoz competed on the bars, beam, floor, and posted a combined score of 38.75. The team is still under investigation after players and coaches brought forward concerns regarding head coach Larissa Libby and the environment within the program. Libby was not in Berkeley this last weekend for the regional meet.
And while the women's basketball team didn't get to bring home the trophy this past week, DITV took home some awards at the Upper Midwest Student Production Awards. DITV won Best Newscast, and our news reporter Kara Doolin won her own Emmy for her report on an inside looks at Iowa soil richness. DITV Sports Director Michael Merrick and the entire team of Before the Kickoff also won for their segment. Congratulations to the entire DITV team. Thank you for joining us online or listening on KRUI 89.7 FM.
We are here live from Iowa City every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 8:30 a.m. and online anytime at the Daily Iowan website.
For Kara Doolin and AJ Reister, I'm Grace Lathrop, and see you again Wednesday morning right here on DITV.